I used it when I was a kid. I actually
Well, yeah.
I think we definitely need to open that up. Someone program we should use the community college. But I think what's there gets up as
What's so foggy? He didn't tell me that.
Even rifle season, last however long she's been hunting. No, not big enough. I said, Kelsey, that was her first buck. She's waited 4 or 5 years.
Going to get started, folks. This is the regular monthly Township Board meeting. If everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. On the back table are agendas, if you happen to see them coming in, and also a copy of this month's Treasurer's Report. So, can I have a roll call of the board members, please?
Zimmerman.
Here.
Carey. Here. Bridges. Here. Tobin.
Here.
Jesse here.
And we have minutes from one meeting in September, meeting of September the 9th. Were there any questions, corrections, comments? Hearing none, those minutes will stand approved as presented. Maggie, can you have the Treasurer's Report ready, please?
There's reports on the back table for anyone who loves numbers as much as I do. Two things that I'm going to point out. That's the result of a one of our CVs got a bumped up rate a little bit on it, so we're bringing in a little bit more. Not substantially, but it's good to see the number going up instead of down, like it's done the last couple of years. The other is under income. In September, we have liquor fund income, and just thought I'd explain it because not everyone understands what the liquor fund is and isn't. It has nothing to do with parties at the Township Hall. This is the liquor license fees that for the entities in the township that sell liquor. That's the township's portion of those fees. And we get that in once a year. It's about $953 is what we get. But again, that's our portion of the liquor licenses that are held within Lincoln Township. And we collect that money from the state, and then we turn over and roll it into the police fund to help with controlling and liquor awareness programs or whatever that they may be doing. So we don't even keep the money, but we just kind of roll it through. But for people who aren't used to seeing the statements and see liquor fund, I mean, for a couple of years, I thought it was something going on in the Township Hall, and it's not. Other than that, they're pretty straightforward. If anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm happy to talk numbers.
Any questions or corrections on the treasurer's report? Then that'll stand accepted as presented. Have we had an opportunity to look at the monthly bills?
I move we pay our bills.
I second.
We have a motion by Jerry and a second by Mike to pay the monthly bills. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Zimmerman?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
Bridges?
Yes.
Carey?
Yes.
Jessica, yes.
I have 3 pieces of correspondence tonight. First, on the back of your agenda, though, I wanted to point out that for those of you that have smartphones, iPhones, or in some instances, computer contact with emergency central dispatch or emergency management in Clark County, they're changing their sign-up app, and that's the information there and how to update your app or join if you've never been on it before. Okay, first piece of correspondence is from the city of Harrison. They are about to open and have a grand opening party of their Harrison City Farm Market. They need for you to, if you want to come, it's free, but you want to RSVP by October 14th. You can contact the clerk's office, and there'll be hors d'oeuvres and drinks served. That's on October the 20th, and it'll be from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at 122 North 2nd Street in Harrison. Next item, we have a seawall permit issued for Nancy and Gail Shaw on 1956 Forest Avenue. And have a letter from the Clark County Road Commission. It's brief, I'll read it. We are pleased to inform you that the Clark County Road Commission will be receiving extra monies from the state of Michigan based on the new $1.2 billion road funding program. This allows us to provide an increase to our match program with the townships as follows. Option 1, $20,000 match for gravel material, and option 2, a $40,000 match for chip and seal or asphalt projects. And then it gives instructions about deadlines and that sort of thing to request projects. And we will be talking about next year's projects later in the agenda. Okay. We have a number of guests tonight. First, we'll have Dale Majeski give our county commissioner report, please.
Good evening, everyone. The latest and greatest Board of Commissioners minutes are on the back table for anybody who would like a copy of them. Just a few things. The second Clare County land auction at the Doherty was on the 27th of last month. We had approximately 40 parcels that needed to be auctioned off. We have 15 left. Majority of those were in the Whitebirch area. So if you're interested, get a hold of Jenny at the county. She can help you out with maybe obtaining those properties. So we do have a balanced budget at the county. Our last meeting we voted in the proposed budget that was prepared by the administrator. The only real thing we really cut from the budget was Middle Michigan Development. That was it. And that balanced the budget. So other than that, does anybody have any questions for me?
Thank you, Dale. He'll be back in a few minutes. Julie Lightfoot, our current Clark County Road Commission Chair.
Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to start by giving you guys an update of kind of what went on in Lincoln Township this year. We had the Browns Road project from Hemlock to Hazel. That one required lots of drainage work with some tree removal and a quite extensive fill, the pit run, to be hauled in. We also had Monroe Road from Jackson to Harding, and that one was a basic gravel project. And we wanted to thank the township for the chip and seal projects that they did, such as Arthur, starting at Ringgold and continuing east and south all the way to the Lincoln Township line on Old State. We also did some ditching east of Old State on Hatton Road, and then we built that up with pit run and topped it with gravel. Otherwise, it's basically been maintenance type issues, routine maintenance, blading the roads, and another month or so, unfortunately, it'll be snow plowing the roads. We also did some tree trimming. The line striping, most of it in this area I think is done. However, there's some areas up that way that isn't done. I know it's kind of like the Bertha Lake area doesn't have the white line on the side. I had reported that to them already. And then just gave me the right turn lane at Cedar and Finley. They missed the striping there, so we're going to have to catch that. It seems like every year when you line stripe, they go around kind of the whole county and then miss something, then they have to go back, but we'll get that taken care of. I was wondering, Dennis, if, I know that I'm not going to be here much longer, but the curve out here, they've already line striped through the town, and this curve out there is already half worn off already. I don't know if there's maybe something, maybe you could work with the road commission possibly next year, do something a little more permanent, like sometimes, you know how the sides of the roads, the shoulders are graded, so when you fall asleep, you hear that. Maybe doing something like that and then putting the paint within those lines might help that. But I noticed within a week or 2 weeks after that was painted, it's already starting to come off, which is kind of a crying shame. But it's such a sharp curve, everybody cuts it. That's one of the reasons. So probably by the time we snow plow, it's going to be gone again, which is kind of a crying shame. If something maybe we can do next year, try to figure out something like that. We have 10 miles of brush spraying that we are testing. I believe it's over in Garfield Township. We're going to test that and see how it does. Usually what we do is go brush hog 1 year, and then we're going to try spraying the next year because that helps it keep the growth down so it doesn't start coming back. So they're going to test that. I believe with that they'll let people know that they're doing a certain area. If for some reason you have, I don't know, I can remember from Saginaw County, we had one grape farmer. He didn't want any spray getting near his grapes, so they put like little flags up in the area. So the brush spraying company knows that, hey, when I see these flags, then we don't spray in that area. But we're testing it this year, kind of see how it works, and then maybe have a bigger one next year. As Dennis mentioned, we have a township share program this year. Gas went up a heck of a lot more than I think it equated to. It's a formula now, but it's probably was about 3 or 4 cents that maybe went up. I noticed the gas went up about 20, 30 cents. That's usually how they operate. But anyways, the more that money is going to start coming in, Clare County should see about $900,000 more, basically for the fiscal year. What you guys are going to start seeing is because all the different road agencies are getting more money, means they're going to be doing more projects. What does that mean? More competition on the contractors. So these contractors are going to start being busier. The problem right now is they don't have all the people and they don't have all the equipment because of our economy tanking. They laid off people, they got rid of pieces of equipment. So it's going to take contractors a while also to build up their crew and their people. So I think we might see prices rise. So my suggestion is the earlier townships can get their projects in and maybe be first on the run, maybe the better prices they will get, because I think the competition is going to increase those. And then this is probably my last meeting that I will be here, so I wanted to thank all of you for allowing me to come and speak at your meeting, but also for your comments back. I know you've given me different issues that have happened in the townships, and I bring them back to the road foreman, and then they have their crews go fix it. So we appreciate the feedback, and it's been a pleasure being your commissioner. Thanks.
Thanks, Julie.
Refresh my memory. Is that the driveway, Woodford driveway? I know Dave went out there and talked to her about it, but I believe that the only solution was going to be to put a tube down closer to the lake. I'm almost positive Dave went out and looked at it.
I tentatively have a meeting, and that's one of the places we're going to be stopping at with Deepak and Dave Sunday on Wednesday at 10. So we'll see how that goes. If the weather's good, we can go see it. Something else I was going to say. Oh, well, anyway, thank you for your tenure as the Clare County Road Commission Chair. I wish you'd stay with that job. But okay, our next speaker is Carl Sider, here representing Farwell Schools. There's their superintendent.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite, Carol. I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers. Without your service, small communities, municipalities would not be able to operate. So thank you for everything you do. Carol had invited me here to just kind of talk a little bit about the upcoming election. The school district does have 6 board seats available. We are under a normal rotation. School districts have transitioned to 6-year terms. We have 3 seats under normal rotation, but what we've run into over the last 2 years when we moved to even year elections is we've run into a couple medical resignations as well as a personal resignations. So we have 1 2-year seat, we have 2 4-year seats, and we have 3 6-year seats. So a little bit of a potential turnover. And we do have a few candidates, Bill Geyer and Guy Stover in the audience. 2-year seat, we have Matt Kane and Kelly Robinson. 4-year, we have Bill Geyer, Bernie Hurley, Jackie Dean, and Joe Maxey. And the 6-year term, we have John Gross, Guy Stover, Angelina Hammond, Sherry Busili, Rose Sharp, and Art Ferguson, where he goes by Mike. The second thing on the ballot that we have is the 18 mil non-homestead renewal. We are in conjunction with all the Clare County schools, Harrison and Clare and Farwell, are all aligned with our requests for this 18 mil renewal. You know, this is the 18 mils that's taxed on businesses, second homes, vacation property. It is not your homestead. The way state funding operates is the state gives us a per pupil amount. Of that per pupil amount, there's a portion that a district collects locally, which is the 18 mils, and then the state makes up the difference to equate to roughly $7,500 per kid, okay? The formula is such that if a local school district does not pass the 18 mils, it's our hard luck. Their formula mandates that a district collect that 18 mil non-homestead. If that were to fail, our district for Farwell, because we have a large geographic area, we have a large base of vacation cottages, lakes, that represents $3.8 million out of our budget. Roughly 32% of our budget is made up of this non-homestead millage renewal. So if that fails, it's Katie bar the doors because we will not be able to function. So that in a nutshell is what that 18 mil non-homestead is all about. Back when Proposal A first began, that was set up as part of the funding. The 6 mils everybody pays, and that goes directly to the state, and that's what funds the state portion of that per pupil amount. So clear as mud. Anyway, it is a county-wide operation, and we are going for a 2-year renewal for the 18 months. Any questions with regard to the school district? Enrollment is up. We are just completing our audit. We're at about $1,040,000 in fund equity. Our annual budget is about $11-12 million.
How, your class, what's class C?
That's a trick question. Depending on different sports, we're a class C, class football, there's 8 different divisions, but we are a low to mid C. We have 1,306 kids right now. We have been battling a declining enrollment over the past few years, and this fall we are up 30, which is a pleasant surprise. Now's your chance, hammer me.
Well, how come you only went for 2 years, too?
2 years is, this is such a fundamental part of our funding that it's kind of a strategic plan in that we want voters to be educated about this. We don't want to go for a 10-year renewal because also in recent past, when taxable values were going up, you have to be concerned with the Headley Amendment, which means if your taxable value increases more than the rate of inflation, we have to roll back our tax millage rate, and it could become a problem. So we're going every 2 years. That way we keep this issue in front of the voters. They're educated about it, they understand, and it becomes more of an automatic approval. So that's the reason for the 2 years.
Bearing in mind that once the Headley Amendment kicks in, let's say you go from 18 to 17.54 in a given year, regardless of what the housing market does the following year, you can't go back up. You can only go down.
And if you ever went below 17.5 and you went for a restoration, I mean, there is no renewal that would kick you back up to the 18. You would, which every taxpayer knows renewal is nothing. But a restoration vote is new taxes.
Any other questions for us?
The count you got, that's from your recent count day? that you
Yeah,
had?
just last week. It's unaudited, guy. In November, the RESD comes through and does an audit of all our paperwork to make sure that we're not fibbing with the number of kids we claim. But that typically is solidified in November.
It's good, I'm glad to see we're up a little bit.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
Now, we have some campaigners here tonight. I kind of wrote them down in order as I seen them came in. So first was Pam Mayfield. Pam's rerunning for county clerk.
Thank you, Dennis, elected officials, and all of you as well. Mr. Sider mentioned that he thanked you all for your volunteering, and I can say without a doubt that volunteers are the heart of a community. Without the volunteers, probably many things that are necessary. It's become a difficult challenge for everybody. I am Pam Mayfield. I'm the current county clerk of the Register of Deeds, and I am seeking re-election. I've been serving as your clerk Register of Deeds for almost the past 8 years, since 2001. Prior to that, I served in the office for 8 years, working to gain experience for the job. For the past 5 years during that time, I actually served as a chief deputy to the clerk, Carol McCauley. I worked in a supervisory capacity, learning the job, working with Carol, the clerk, and with the staff, doing the things that they do. The responsibilities of the office are many, and I could stand here tonight and go over a lot of them, but I think I'd put you to sleep, find you very bored, and you want to be pushing me out the door.
But I will tell you that the duties of the office are many. We work with some of the very most important records in your life. We have the birth, death, marriages, we do concealed pistol permits, we do notary publics, we do DBAs. We also do the accounts payable and payroll. We also have the 55th Circuit Court, the High Court. I'm clerk of the board of commissioners. I'm clerk of the 55th Circuit Court. In addition to that, I hold many other commission jobs and seats. In fulfilling the responsibilities of the office, I supervise a staff of 13 full and part-time individuals. The budget I manage is approximately $1.1 million. My number one priority serving is to ensure that all of the public is met with courtesy and in a responsive manner. All the actions within our office must be done in a manner that meets state statute, laws, and requirements of the state and of the United States. There are always challenges to any office, and one can always be, any of you that supervise individuals would certainly know that personnel management is one of the issues that you always deal with. In managing those issues, I strive to make sure that those issues are met in an equitable manner while still making sure to serve the public in a full capacity. Additionally, legislative changes take place just about weekly as impact the operations of the law. There is no one office in the county that actually handles more statutes and is responsible for as many things as the office does. Modernization and keeping current with practices. For the past 8 years, I have continued to implement programs and initiate programs that keeps the county current. In the Register of Deeds and the Clerk's Vital Records, we have one of the most state-of-the-art systems in the county that's been there for a while, and I can tell you that we are the most advanced in that area. Additionally, 3 years ago, I implemented a program in the Circuit Court with the Board of Commissioners allowing me to move forward to utilize a program that puts the records at the fingertips of the Circuit Court. Folks, I can't tell you what that office was like. We had boxes and boxes and boxes of records that were stacked, and we'd have to move a box, lift a box, move another box to get a file out. Then we would have to file it again, so we'd have to move a box, stack a box, all to refile it. Today, those records are at the fingertips of the Circuit Court clerks, and they're available at the snap of a finger. I will continue to move the office forward, implementing practices that will implement technology and utilize efficiencies within the office to continue to control the costs. Goals in moving forward, there's much to be done, much that I'd still like to do. I'm seeking 4 more years in the office. On November 8th, I'm asking you to vote for Pam Mayfield, vote for experience, vote for Pam Mayfield for 4 more years. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions at this time, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pam. Next person I noticed was Patrick Geary, running for District 2 Commission.
I'd like to introduce Patrick Geary. I've been working with him for several months on his campaign. He's a retired disabled vet, and he served his country, and now he wants to serve the people of District 2. Board of Commissioners. Patrick?
As Cheryl said, I am a retired veteran. I had 31 years of service, 23 years active. I have been a referee in the community, serving the community as well. I worked in the Farwell school system for a few years in the kitchen and in the classroom as a parapro with children, challenged children. And I've served my country, and I'd like to serve you guys. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, what branch of service were you in?
I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and then in the Army for 15, for 23 years active.
Okay, thank you. Next one is Bill Geyer from Farwell, running for school board.
Well, thanks for allowing me to come before you and talk about myself running for school board. I graduated from Farwell 46 years ago, and my wife also. So we Farwell schools, and we've been married 45 years. We have 3 adult children that are not living in the community, but we do have 2 little children that are now attending Farwell schools. 6-year-old and an 11-year-old. So busy, I could say. But I also served in the Navy for 25 years, 22 of them out in the reserve program. I'm a Vietnam veteran. Like I said, we moved into the area about 2 years ago now, and we wanted to serve our community and felt this was the best way to do it. And so I would appreciate your vote this November 8th. Thank you.
Next we have Guy Stover, also running for school board.
My name is Guy Stover. I've lived here for about 10 years. My daughter is, I'm running for Farwell School Board. Put that out there. My daughter graduated from Farwell High School, as well as my wife. I have 3 biological children attending. I have 7 or 8, I don't remember right now, but foster children attending, and I co-parent with my mother-in-law. And we also have, between our family, we've got 6 foreign exchange students attending Farwell right now. We're really busy folks. And I'm like Bill, I've lived here for 10 years. I love the community. I just love how our community comes together when someone's in need or something like that. Just the tight-knit communities around here, as all of us do. And I just would like to invest my time in the school district, since I have my youngest kid is in 1st grade, so I've got a lot of years before we get them all graduated. So I would like to put my input on the Farwell School Board too. I would appreciate your vote November 8th. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy. And I've seen Samantha come in. Did you want to say a few words?
Samantha Pitchford. I'm currently the commissioner for District 2, which is this area, but it's just basically White Birch Lakes. When I first got elected, I was coming to the meetings and I talked to Dale, and basically what I'm doing by not coming to save the county money. So I've been really closely aligned with Dale, trying to cut the spending of the county. That's what I would like to do. We're all in agreement that really the only thing we can do is cut our costs. We can't really guarantee our revenue, price values are down. So that's what my main goal is, to stop the spending. And this year the budget wasn't a whole lot better to balance. Next year I think we'll get something about it. A little bit about myself. Lived in the Farwell area for 33 years. Worked at Carroll Supermarket. I worked there for 16 years. I own my own business. Did all that and all the meetings. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Did I miss anybody? Tom, are you running for anything?
Thank you.
Okay. You know, I think right now you'd be a shoo-in for president. Just so that you know, now Dale, Commissioner in District 1, is running unopposed.
Yes.
Our entire board is running unopposed. Did anybody feel the need to ruin that? Or? Okay. All right, we'll go into our first period of public comment. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, anything that they want to express? Boy, that got quiet in a hurry. I would remind you that we have some food over there. It doesn't bother me if you want to wander up and get a piece of cake or a sandwich or something, feel free, because it appears we got lots and lots of food. So, okay, we'll go into committee reports. Dale, Fire Department.
I want to start off by thanking the board for recognizing the volunteer firefighters, for sure. Very few people know the training they have to go through just to be a volunteer. We have no difference. The state really doesn't, or the nation really doesn't differentiate between a full-time firefighter and a volunteer firefighter. We still have to have the same training, whether we're volunteer or whether we're working in the city of Detroit. There's no difference. So there's a lot of training that goes through, and it's great that our board recognizes all our firefighters for the time that they put in and the years that they put in. I mean, I've been on 35 years, and our board has been so supportive of our fire department. So, appreciate it again. Last month, we had 35 rescue, 1 fire, 1 power line. Year-to-date, 352 runs. Keeps going up year after year. I'm not sure what that attributes to, an aging population or what. Service. Yeah. 95% of our runs are medical rescue, so keeps us busy. We are working on a training session with Claire Fire and Harrison Fire for the behavioral rehab facility out there in Mansighty. It's the largest facility we have in our coverage area, and if God forbid anything happened there at that facility as far as the fire, we will need the services of Clare City Fire and Harrison Fire. So, next month we'll have a training session with them out there with that. Start up a plan. Does anybody have any questions?
I'd just like to thank you for your service. It's a very, very valuable service to the community.
Thank you.
Darren, have you seen behaviors plans for expansion?
Yes. I've been involved. Yes, I've been involved with the expansion out there, which is about doubling their size, and they have future plans of going even larger. So,
Just wanted to be sure you guys have that.
yep. Yes, they're looking at, when they're at full capacity with just the improvements that we did last year, about 150 miles. Large for that facility, and they're looking at other expansions.
How many calls have you had out there so far this year?
This year, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'd say we've probably had at least a couple dozen runs this year out there, mainly medical. So,
Any questions for the fire chief, the fire department? Okay, thanks, Jim. Parks.
Parks, no, Parks. The outhouse at, Silver Lake Park is rotted. So, we'll have to replace that, but I'm not gonna bother with that till spring now.
So, you know, a lot of people have suggested, well, tear it out and put it in porta potty like we did in some of the other places. But the people in Silver Lake have indicated us repeatedly that they would just as soon have a permanent outhouse because we take the porta potties away in winter time. And being as how we've got the Amish right north of us, we've already used them in a couple of minor projects. They probably know more than anybody else about outhouses. We'll probably have them take a look at it for us. Cemetery Commission, Mike.
Nothing really going on there except the water is off now. So I won't be able to use that. It'll stay off until spring.
Okay, and Planning Commission.
Planning Commission, we had a public meeting last month, and we got some suggestions from people, and the new ordinance is primarily, and now we're looking at any adjustments we have to do to it, and that's coming from input from the public meeting. And that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Sheriff's Department report, a little shorter report this month. We only have 275 complaints for the month of September, so people aren't trying. So anyway, I'll buzz through them real quick. We had 1 accident with fire, 16 ambulance and rescue, 1 animal control, 1 burglary with forced entry, 4 car gear, 1 conservation, 1 false alarm activation, 1 family situation, 1 fraud, a bad check, 1 fraud, impersonator, 1 general control, 1 juvenile unrelated, 1 power line down, 1 lost and found property, 1 murder assist, 2 non-aggravated assault, 2 ORV stops, 4 obstructing justice, 5 ORV complaints, 1 operating under the influence, 130 property checks, 1 repossession, 1 suicide, 8 suspicious persons, 47 traffic control complaints, 1 traffic accident, injury, 16 traffic stops, vehicle for object of road hazard and home evidence tax. So it's $275 for the month. The county is full, it's $3,648. Deputy, is it Bobar? Okay.
No, for those who don't know me, I'm Jim Bovard, one of the deputies here in the township. I was recently a deputy.
Who's your partner?
Currently, my other partner just went away to boot camp, so Deputy Dawson is coming back into it.
Okay, in the building department, things are slowing down a little bit apparently. We have John Esparza building a pole barn on Hemlock. Brad Horvath on Ojibwe building a pole barn. Marble Ware using Tom Kirchmer as a contractor is putting in some new windows on Arbor. And Mark McNally on Mungo Trail in addition. Inspections included Mike Aitken for an addition, rough inspection, and John Esparza, the pole barn was the foundation inspection. And he had 19.8 miles. And as far as zoning administrator report, for zoning applications, there's one addition to a structure which was approved, 2 additions which were approved, 1 new residence approved, 1 accessory building approved, and 1 fence approved. You must have been a good move. And 1 violation of ordinance 32 of blight, and it was felt information was collected illegally. A complaint was never filed. 1 violation of ordinance 32 blight, and 1 variance applied for. That hearing is Wednesday. Okay. And you have a police commission report for us. I could. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll do a real quick ones for new business. First one, the Clare County Road Commission. Again, we'll be meeting at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. I'll be meeting with Deepak and Dave. We had suggested a few, and they had suggested a few. And so here they are. On Jackson Road, which would be Browns to the Township line, and that's Surrey Township line. They're looking at a 6-inch gravel, 24 feet wide, a little bit of drainage work, and some clearing and grubbing. And that'll probably be a go. On Hemlock, inside of the Brown, we're talking about chip and sealing that if Freeman can stand go in, because half of Hemlock is theirs. But Dave doesn't think it's done just yet. Okay, so we're still on the fence about that. On Arbor Drive, I had suggested, well, actually a couple of us on the board had suggested either a chip and seal or an alter thing, but they don't feel it's really needed at this time. And the same thing on Forest. On Bringle, that would be main siding to the south a half a mile. New pavement is 3 years old and it doesn't need anything. And I don't know why they come up with that. They just put it there because I think they were just looking at some of the pavement we hadn't done anything. On Jefferson, Finley Lake to the west, there's 2,800 feet of pavement all along the south end of Bertha Lake. And they're thinking that is ready for a chip and seal, so we're looking at that. And on Old State, Jefferson, man siding, primary road, gravel work optional, and that is a primary road. And we think eventually that we're going to get around to paving that. If we pave it from where the pavement ends up by Lily Lake through to where the pavement picks up at Jefferson on Old State, that would take a lot of heat off of the pavement coming through town here with truck traffic, so jumping over the railroad tracks and whatnot. So that's something that we're going to be considering in the future. We're not ready to get into a 2-mile paving project. Well, actually, it would be a 4-mile paving project just yet. But graveling at 2 miles might not be a bad start. And then the other project, of course, we tried to slip it in this year, but we just flat out of time because we approached it late. And that is Jackson Avenue from the railroad north to the township line, that's one line. And that's going to be our first project of the year next year, we already know it. So that's where we stand with the road commission, and we'll know more in the November meeting after I've met with them this week. We have Carol had some conversation with American Waste. As you know, we've had some, that's where the inconsistencies, I guess, in the way that the recycling doghouse is working from waste management, the one they're parked across the street over here. Sometimes it comes full, sometimes it comes late, sometimes it's on the wrong weekend. And of course, when that happens, you write the wrong call, you care the wrong call, you both the starts about 5 o'clock on Sunday morning. So anyway, Carol contacted waste, somebody
resending the ballot, returning the ballot is taking up to 15 days. So, goes all the way to Detroit. I mail it from Lake George to go to White Birch, and it goes all the way to Detroit. So, and there's no way around that. If you have a P.O. box at Lake George, it's a little easier on you because I can put it right in the postmaster's hand and say, put this in P.O. Box 109, and they will. But, so, and if it's that hard, it's that hard everywhere else. So, get them while they're hot. Hurry. Please. I had them come back after the election. Every election I've had this year, I've had ballots returned 2 to 4 to 7 days after the election. There is nothing I can do. For some small jurisdictions, those handful of votes could mean something. So, pass it around.
Public comment period.
And we have to let nature take its course. So please don't call me. I feel sorry for the ones in George, but it's just I don't know. It's just a, well,
Any other comments?
ZBA meeting this Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Township Hall, pertaining to Lake George.
Thank you. Sharon?
I'd like to thank the board for supper tonight and for the recognition of all volunteers.
Thank you.
I know, Livingstone, the guy that hit the goose in Shingle Lake, is that still ongoing, or?
I don't know. That was something that was kind of being done through the neighborhood watch. Even though I show up at those meetings, I had never heard the actual name of the person. Deputy Bailey said that it was in the hands of the DNR, and they knew who it was, and it was somebody that was a guest, a couple weekender, and that they were going to go after him, but I never heard how it went. Any other public comments? Well, I'd like to thank all you campaigners for coming, and thank all of our volunteers for coming, and I think there's probably still food left.